Around 1990, early 1990s, I got a phone call from an architect, and apparently there was some construction going on at Gasson Hall at BC, and the construction workers were up on the staging, and they noticed, in looking at the eagle, that there were some severe cracks.
This poor bird had flaking gilding. It had sustained some damage from weather.
Though the alternative to restoring it then was to kind of patch it back together best we can, make a mold of it, and have a new copy cast in bronze.
A replica is now on the column outside Gasson Hall, and no one really knew what happened to the original.
BC reached out to me asking about the original. I kind of had the sense not to discard it. I just kept it in our storage.
I had it brought back to the Boston College warehouse. And so then the next step was to actually find an area studio, conservation studio, that could in fact take on a monumental Meiji period eagle and restore it back to its original bronze finish, which is a patina. This is just an amazing thing.
Oh my God.
Rika's gonna fix it.
The McMullen Museum called me and asked me to come and take a look at something that they said had been badly damaged, had been in storage for at least 10 years.
You know, I didn't notice not really very much.
Now we gotta start. Let's go. Okay.
So you want to go forward?
Yeah, it's just damn heavy. Yeah, we're gonna go up.
What struck me just right away was just the incredible quality of the craftsmanship. Despite all the surface dirt and gilding, you could tell that this thing was amazing.
So the first step was to take off all the gilding and all the paint.
Just seeing that process of removing the gilding was exciting because we realized this incredible sophistication of the metalwork underneath.
This project transformed the most from this kind of sad object in pieces to this incredible Japanese Meiji era sculpture.
Well, the Meiji period is a very fascinating period. It runs from 1868 until 1912, and it actually is the opening up of Japan to the West. The metal workers then were making objects for the Western market, like our eagle. Mr. and Mrs. Lars and Isabel Anderson created a Japanese garden in their summer estate here in Brookline, and the eagle was the centerpiece of that Japanese garden. Lars Anderson predeceased Isabel, but she died in 1948. Her possessions were given to various employees, one of whom was Gus Anderson, no relation. He got the eagle, and he decided to give the eagle to Boston College.
We worked on different parts all at the same time, and one of us would uncover something and say to somebody else, "Oh my God, look at this. This is so fantastic."
And then the eagle was taken to Skylight Studios, was taken back there so that Skylight could create an armature for the inside.
So the challenge was to construct a bronze and stainless steel armature, which is actually like a skeleton, just kind of like your skeleton, which holds everything together from the inside, now keeping in mind that the bronze is a hollow casting.
And what Bob did and his assistant George, they figured out a way to use those original holes to put the wings in and to make sure that they were stable.
Then the next step, once it was assembled, was that Rika and her team went back to Skylight to patinate. So they were adding, and quite a bit of research was done to go back to that Meiji period metal color.
One of the things that we know about Meiji era bronzes is that they often have different colors in them. So for example, the beak is actually a blackened patina, and the rest of it is sort of like a greenish gray, and the eyes are extraordinary.
The whole exhibition has been revelatory to me because just really delving into these distinct parts of the history, not only of the Japan and the West, but then there's also this whole Boston College lore about the eagle, and even some of the old football covers show the towers of Gaston with the eagle swooping down, devouring the rival team. So there was this eagle image always.
Well, the eagle was never meant to be outside. It was never meant to be on a tall pedestal. And it was never meant to be gilded. So what we love about the project is that we sort of brought the eagle home to what it really should be.
Well, I think in McMullen, this piece is really going to be appreciated because looking up like 50 feet is one thing, and you're looking into the sun and you don't really see what a great piece of work it is.
The thing that's really cool about it is it's a very large eagle, and we are having the unique opportunity of seeing it at eye level.
In my opinion, it's a great masterpiece. I'm a sculptor, and I can appreciate great sculpture.
Well, it's been a very wonderful process to see the various stages of this resurrection of this splendid work of art. I mean, the result is really, really spectacular.